That song can only mean one thing. The best podcast on our free iHeart app. And it comes right out of the Dakotas. Guns in the 701, boys. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good, Todd. How are you this morning?
Kind of cold like the rest of the world, I guess. Can't get too whiny. It's going to warm up by the weekend. It's Friday. I mean, we can make it, right? We made it this far. We'll make it the rest of the way.
Oh, yeah. We're tough out here.
Wind. It ain't that bad.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least the wind died down. I'll give you that. It's cool and crisp, but at least it's not blowing us around anymore, so that's fantastic. Down in Arizona, I remember seeing this story, too. Rancher just trying to defend his turf, fires a warning shot. Apparently his AK-47's pointed at him, but he's got a post-$1 million bail. What the heck? What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Insane.
We got George Allen Kelly. He's a 73-year-old man. He's been ranching forever down there in Arizona along the border. And, of course, we know there's problems, and it's gotten worse the last couple of years. Well, he saw people coming across dressed up in camouflage, actually pointing AK-47s, according to some sources, at him at times. He kind of had enough because he's had so much damage and things going on in his place. He just kind of fired some warning shots above the heads, probably way above their heads. Next morning he gets out there, he's checking on his horses and his livestock, and boom, he finds a dead body. Well, did he hit it? I don't know. That's to be determined, but the crazy thing is this judge, who's an anti-gun zealot, after doing some research on him, I watched the actual hearing. He made him post $1 million bond, and they charged him with first-degree murder, which any lawyer worth his salt would never, ever let that go through. He could probably get those charges thrown out on a whim. So, it's insane.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, tell me what he's supposed to do. And I'm guessing the guy's probably not much of a flight risk in the first place. I mean, usually when you're putting bond or bail up that high, it's because you want to make sure the guy actually shows up. Something tells me this guy's actually going to show up.
Yeah, he's never been in trouble, has no record. Told the judge, I ain't going nowhere. I'm going back to my ranch. I mean,
Exactly.
If you listen to him talk, he's just kind of a good old boy. Plus, Arizona has a very good stand your ground policy. You know, we passed that a couple of years ago here in North Dakota, and it's better than North Dakota's. They have the right to defend their property, themselves, their family, anything, and with deadly force if needed. And really, that's what he was doing. So I can't imagine anything's going to happen there other than that, a good lawyer's been hired the way it sounds, and hopefully this turns out good and the Second Amendment is upheld, and good thing that illegal alien who is probably going to threaten his life has assumed room temperature. That's the way I look at it.
I mean, I'm thinking our forefathers are rolling over in their respective graves because, I mean, the whole point is you've got somebody who's maybe not the enemy, but still it's like, no, you're trying to come onto my land and our country illegally. Don't do it. And now all of a sudden this guy's up for murder. I'm just not getting it.
Well, the guy did. He did this. These people were walking on it right by his barn and around in his trees there. They had backpacks on, camo gear. They all had AK-47s, like Clay said. One of them, his wife was looking out the window because he saw him, and he told his wife to get back and away from the window. But she looked out and did see these guys pointing. And one of them pointed the gun at Mr. Kelly. But she said he made sure that he fired the shots right over their head. Well, he's better than me because if somebody's pointing AK at me, I would have shot them. Which I think he's all right, should have, but he didn't. They took off, and his horse took off, and that's why he went out and he called the Border Patrol and told them what happened. They came out, left, and later that day he went out with his dogs because he was trying to find his horse that run off. When the illegals fired a shot first too, not at him but somewhere, I don't know, at his horse or whatever. But he went looking for his horse, and that's when he found this dead illegal. His dogs did, and one gunshot wound. The backpack was gone off the guy. His gun was gone. So Mr. Kelly said he thinks the people with him shot the guy, took his stuff and left. And the bullet hole, they don't even know what kind of bullet was shot through this illegal. What kills me, too, they call this guy a Mexican national. He's an illegal, like Clayton said.
Illegal.
And, yeah, he did come up with $1 million. Now he's out of jail, at least. So I don't, and I mean, I just don't get this. It must be the judge, like Clay said. This judge must be an insane leftist who doesn't believe in self-defense. You're just supposed to lay down and let them take what they want and do what they want to you, I guess.
Well, thank God for an appeals process, and hopefully this guy gets a decent enough attorney, and it shouldn't take Matlock or Perry Mason or insert your favorite character lawyer here to get, because come on, my guess is it's going to get pled down to something that just is just a slap on the wrist and just leave it alone. But
what they did too, they hit him with 2 more charges too. Afterwards, they put 2 new charges this week on him for I believe it was aggravated assault
when he got out.
Yeah, after they, that's like.
So what's the lesson here? Shouldn't have called the Border Patrol. I mean, just let it happen on the ranch and shut your big mouth. Or for those who watch Yellowstone, take him to the train station, but that's a different story.
The old saying, shoot, shovel, and shut up.
That seems to be the lesson here.
Get some hogs on the plate. Let's clean up your mess.
I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe in the end it'll all come out, but in the meantime, it just seems like it's just making a mess for this poor guy. And then what message are you sending to everybody else? Hey, you go ahead and do whatever you want on whosever land you want, and you have it's like you have the right to be on their land. We've got it flip-flopped. What's wrong here?
Leftists are socialists and communists, and they don't believe in private property ownership. So you're right; they think all land is everybody's land.
Yeah, well,
will back me up on that one.
Seems to be the deed is this guy's name's on something somewhere. So, however it's done in his particular situation.
I agree with you. I agree. I'm just saying that's their train of thought. People are nuts.
Well, fine. If we're gonna go to socialism, then go to socialism. But until we get there, it's not socialism just yet. You don't get to just say nope. Go on anybody's land and do whatever you want. No big deal.
Yeah,
the land belongs to the people.
The judge that he went before, he's got a lot of history as far as court cases, and he's not a Second Amendment friendly judge, and that's part of this. And that's what's happening. You got judges, they don't like how things are structured, especially when someone like us go to and testify and pass a stand your ground bill. Well, they're just going to go ahead and just ignore that, charge you anyway, and hopefully you can come up with the money, which is interesting. GoFundMe is stupid, and they're leftists anyway. They kind of tore down the site that was started.
Yeah.
So then Give, Send, Go picked one up, and then I haven't checked it lately, but just a few days ago it had over 300 and some thousand in it. So
there we go.
He's getting some help, so I'm glad to see that.
Well, Clay, we might have to get in the old savings account there, Clay, and Guns in the 701 might have to donate to this guy, help him out.
We just might have to. Heck yeah.
Amen.
I'm in on that.
Give me the link. I'll post it, and let's get it done. This guy deserves all the help he can get. So shoot me the link, and I'll do it. Awesome. Hey, before I run out of time, National Gun of America.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, Alabama Representative Barry Moore is proposing that the AR-15 should be the National Gun of America. So, I mean, that's going to pop a lot of heads all over the country, right? I agree with it. It's great. This guy's a huge Second Amendment supporter. Ahead of Biden, when they signed that big gun control law, he released a statement that said, gun grabbers are getting closer to what they want, and he's going to fight them every step of the way. And there's 9 other states, Todd, that have a state firearm, so it's not new. And this guy in Alabama, 55.5% gun ownership. Where do you think North Dakota lands?
It's got to be higher than that.
I would hope.
Alabama's 8th. North Dakota's coming in at 10th. We're 55.1.
What?
And
flipping. Did they miss
numbers? We got to pump that up.
Did they miss a few people out west or something because they're busy actually doing work?
Yeah, maybe. Clay's neighbor, South Dakota, they're just a tick ahead of us at 55.3. And number one, Todd, who do you think's number one percentage of gun ownership?
Wyoming.
Now you're close. Montana, 66.3.
Okay. Right.
Last on the list, good old New Jersey at 14.7. But, we're not
Now,
I thought it'd be better than that.
They're just counting legal gun ownership, right? Because at Jersey, I'm guessing there's still plenty of guns. It's just... It's not on the record or anything,
that might be the problem in North Dakota. No one wants to admit to anybody what they have. So.
Well, that's true. That's true. The second you put yourself in a database for having one is the day where when it's time to come get the guns, guess who they're going for first? The database.
Yep. I won't even give numbers to my insurance company. I found a good one. At least we'll do a joint umbrella figure, but I won't give them the name. I keep that information for myself and say, hey, if anything happens, then you can have it.
Oh, that's all right. I already found it on the internet and gave it to him, so don't worry about it.
Good.
I proposed this to one of my representatives a couple years ago, and they just kind of laughed at me and thought it was, like it was a joke. And I was like, no, I'm not joking. I mean, I don't care if you want to. I said an AR-15, but I mean, if you want to make it a bolt action Remington or something, or an 870
How could you make an assault rifle 15 the national gun? We all know it really stands for assault rifle. I don't care what you people say.
Good old Geraldo.
Oh.
Is that what Geraldo sounds like these days? I haven't heard him in ages. So
empty vault Geraldo.
God. And to think I sat and thanks for that reminder that I sat and watched that entire friggin' special for no reason.
I admit I did too. I was pretty young then, but it was a big thing. So.
Yeah, I was young and stupid. Now I'm just old and foolish, but that's a whole different story. Guns in the 701. The new stuff drops Wednesday night. What you up to these days? I haven't been able to catch it this week because I've been busy fielding calls about weather.
Well, on Wednesday we hit on a lot of these North Dakota gun bills. Of course, North Dakota is supposed to be a pro-gun state, but our legislature, our House, voted down a bunch of pro-Second Amendment civil rights bills that would have reinstated some of our rights. And go figure that one. We covered that. And Wyoming, we were just talking about Wyoming. You thought it was number one. Now, Wyoming's legislature's trying to get a $10 million shooting complex built, like a minimum of 10,000 or 2,000 yards. And they had all these other different stations, bows, guns, shotguns, pistols. And we hit on that. And West Virginia actually passing the campus carry bill. It did pass the House and Senate now, Clay. We talked about that Wednesday. It's going to their governor's desk for signature. But our state, Clay, what did our state do to campus carry?
Oh, they shot it down big time. I think it was almost a 2/3 vote of supposedly constitutional conservatives and crushed that bill, leaving the actual real conservatives voting yes, which I'm proud that District 31, both of my reps did, Karen Rohr and Dawson Holly. Thank you so much for supporting the Second Amendment as you have promised to do. So good kudos.
Hey, Dawson seems like a good dude. He's been in here before with me, so
Oh yeah, Dawson's great. He's awesome.
But of course, Chase Iron Eyes was in with me one time too. So I guess just because you're in with me doesn't mean you're good. But... Did I say that out loud? Look at that! Oh, unhook the voltage to me here because it's getting a little too high there. Guns in the 701. Check them out on the free iHeart app. Thank you, guys. I got to run, but take care. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Todd.
All righty. Always a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Appreciate you.